start with love poems. They all are.
It's a nightmare.
That's what I think. Love Safari. It was primal, the way we tracked one another, sometimes without noticing, the other noticing, sometimes making sure they did. Until the day we finally chased each other down at full speed, falling upon one another with such a ferocious beauty it appeared choreographed. A life and death struggle between lion and gazelle, predator and prey. And up until that moment, I always thought I was the lion. Perspective, another love poem. It was the last time you would stay over, ever, and I wasn't sad about it. We agreed to say it was not you, and it was not me. But really, we know, deep down, the next time we're at the bar telling our story, we will say it was definitely you. Any frequent flyers out there? Anyone flying planes? This is for you. Mile High Club. Not what you think. The stewardess gave me her number as the plane was taking off. I smiled and thought, if this plane goes down, our first date would be quick, but definitely a sure thing. Kid, what's that?
That's music.
Kisses from a straight razor. She offered me, oh, you like that? Yeah, I'll say it again.
That's criminal court, right?
Yeah. Kisses from a straight razor. She offers me kisses from a straight razor. She says she wants to leave her mark. I don't even have to look into a mirror to know what all the backstreet brawls, scars, the smile lines, open road sun damage has done to this face. It won't be long until the mind is next. So, what the hell? It would be nice to have something to remember her by. My best friend for Tobe.
No man!
He's a good poet. Oh man, that'll make him so happy.
Yeah.
I can only read this poem so many times, you know, now he's lost interest in it, right? My best friend for Tobe. True story. I felt the vibration, looked down, and saw he was calling me, on the phone no less. No text, no email, no quick Facebook comment. A real person-to-person connection. We can go months without actually speaking. He hates talking on the phone. I answer quickly, what's happening, my man? Nothing, only faraway voices, mumbling amid background noises. I try again, one last time, same, I hang up. I text him, hey brother, you must have butt dialed me. A response came quickly, no butt dialing buddy, the phone was in my front pocket. And that sums up my best friend, a truly talented dick. The most difficult move. Two hands trying to find each other for the first time. Oh, I changed up on you, see? Damn it. Picture perfect. I think back to that picture we took after. Lying on the bed, only a sheet pulled up to your breasts in a redwood cabin on the Mendocino coast of California, overlooking the gray, ambitious Pacific Ocean. You held the camera above us like a sun beaming down, capturing everything we had and everything we hoped. Tonight, we talk on the phone, 1,500 miles and 8 years apart, remembering intimate moments, playing catch in the park, road trips at high speed, or the time we explored each other in that cave. You remarked that fucking was a long time ago. I responded, you are right, that particular fucking was a long time ago. And you laughed and laughed. At the end, we said goodbye, smiling, wondering why it didn't work out, but still wishing it had.
Wow.
Everybody's a critic. This was actually written right at the Black Penny. They should put this on the koozies or something. Well, maybe if it's a good one. Everybody's a critic. I had been drinking Moscow Mules for half the day, trying to work on poems, attempting to get the words right, elicit the correct emotion, break the perfect hearts. I drank, I wrote, I drank, I wrote. At 6:30 p.m., my girlfriend joined me. When she arrived, I got up, grabbed the poems, and said, "I'll take these with me so no one steals them." She quickly responded, "I think there's enough toilet paper in here." That's a true story, too. Sometimes.
What was her name?
What? Good God, man.
Put people on.
I take umbrage with that.
Don't go there.
Find me in about an hour. Saturday Night Sounds. This I actually wrote at Igor's up in my neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
Saturday Night Sounds. Another true story. The well-dressed gang of girls sit at the outside table, smoking cigarettes slowly in their high boots, tight skirts, taking bored-look selfies and watching the streetcars pass down St. Charles Avenue. Occasionally, one of them looks up at the stars, which are covered by a gray sky, but she continues to stare as if willing the clouds away. A saxophone begins to blow a half block down the street. The rest of the group doesn't even look towards the beauty of a Saturday sound and the star watcher. She continues to gaze upwards. The sax man walks our way, playing his heart out loudly. He passes the outside table and drowns out Kanye West from the inside jukebox. When he passes, his Saturday sounds begin to blend with the noises of evening. The stargazer looks from sky to saxophone, and she begins to sway in her seat. Slaps her hands down on the table and announces to her friends, "Let's get fucked up." It does this poet good to see that music still has the power to move people. After William's fucking reading, I decided I gotta see if I have any drinking poems. This is one. Pretty smile. It's a strange moment when the bartender smiles at me from the other end of the bar. I never know if it's because she wants my money or my number, or because she knows she can get both.
We all fall.
See, now shouldn't that one be in some bar somewhere?
Years ago.
Semantics. Did you sleep with her? She demanded. No. Walking away thinking sleep is what I do with you. Yeah, that's so,
I'm with you, Todd.
but that's how I felt, man.
I'm with you.
It was right in my feelings. All right, the genius of poetry. Wolfgang and I were at the Kansas City. We read at the Kansas City Poetry Festival. And we also read in Lawrence, Kansas, but that was a freak accident.
You in the airplane?
That was fucking great. What?
Lawrence is a fun town, man.
No, I thought it was, what, Lawrence?
Lawrence? Yeah. I had a great time in Lawrence.
You weren't at that show, obviously. Anyways, we go to this whole poetry festival, and it's like 4 days we're there, and they paid us a lot of money. It was wonderful. Gave us free beer. I remember that.
That's a good thing.
Still sounds like
All
a
the
win.
things.
Last word.
The genius of poetry. Sometimes the genius arrives under the stage light, or blinking bar sign, or when she's walking away. And occasionally, it comes late in the evening with two poets sitting at a table of a Studio 6 hotel room off Main Street, Kansas City. No pens, no paper, only words between them. Love crazy. I have accepted the fact that I only fall in love with insane and unstable women. Smoke rising from my house, cut the brake lines, total my truck while smiling type of insanity. Some can hide it for days, even months, like a sniper waiting for the perfect kill shot. Others don't even make it home before my tires are slashed, my face is busted open, and we are on the side of the road with her screaming how it's my fault because I didn't read her mind to know she really did want dessert. She said no 3 times. I am a true sucker for beauty, never believing that crazy can be wrapped in such a gorgeous package. That is why I bought me a police scanner. My heart races whenever there's a 5150 call, or a possible jumper on a bridge, suspect off her medication, the domestic disturbance. That's when I go out looking for love, because I know that when I find her, there will be at least 72 hours with no sharp objects, no access to flammables, only pure, heavily guarded, well-sedated love. And isn't the beginning the best part anyway? So William read a poem about other poets. I have one about other poets. I appreciate y'all showing up because sometimes poetry readings are tough, man. Sometimes poets make it harder on themselves than they need to. This is one of those nights. Protective measures. The poet shuffled up to the stage and set up a harp to begin the reading. He leaned into the mic and very softly mumbled something about God talking to him. Or maybe it was his dog. He removed his shoes, lit stinky incense, then gestured first to the floor, to the ceiling, to the left and to the right, and finally to us in the back. It seemed he opened with some sort of prayer, and now he was asking if those of us way in the back of the room could hear him clearly. I nodded, gave a thumbs up, pretending I could. Dinner plans. This happened just in a restaurant right here. As I walked past their table, our eyes met. She didn't mean for it to happen, but she needed it to happen. She needed to look up, look out, look away, anywhere else but at the guy sitting across from her. Dumbly mumbling with his head down like a senile donkey, moving the silverware from the right side to the left side, and drinking a Miller High Life. I recognize that look and understand the space she is in. Tears creeping up, hands falling into fists under the table, a mixture of disbelief and disappointment in the gut. Another last meal together. Soon the packing will begin. The lease broken, head filled with questions that may never find answers. I have had many of those meals myself in a variety of restaurants, wishing to be any place else. Inevitably, a happy love song will play when a baby screaming or jackhammer would be better suited to this moment. And you wish someone would just turn that fucking happy love song off. Her tears about to fall. His may arrive at home when silence finally sets in. Who thought a restaurant would be a good idea? More than likely, another one of his stupid and uncaring ideas. I hope she orders big, a dozen oysters, champagne and steak, dessert to go, and sticks the dumb fucker with the check. So, sometimes writers and poets can be very self-centered and conceited, and so I wrote a poem about myself. This is for this was written in the lower gutters.
Oh yeah.
LGD.
Werewolves of London. Any Warren Zevon fans out there? All right. This is for you and of course me. Werewolves of London. I saw a werewolf drinking a pina colada at Trader Vic's. His hair was perfect. Warren Zevon said that. In the last 10 minutes before my birthday begins, I sit in my room silent. No music, no booze, no guests. Just me, listening to the air conditioner hum. I feel like Warren Zevon at the end of the world. There is no special meaning to it. I don't feel older, I don't feel wiser, I don't feel tired. Soon my phone will light up with message wishes, and I will make each one count with friends and bartenders, knocking back each year with another bottle. But for now, at this moment, with 4 minutes left, I understand why Warren wrote Werewolves of London. At exactly midnight, I'll go outside, howl at the moon, let the new neighbors know they've got something real special on their hands. Walk up to the all-night bar on the corner, order a pina colada, and my hair will be perfect. Any David Bowie fans? This was not inspired by David Bowie. Goodbye song. This is actually a free magnet. That's what they call them out there. Goodbye song. I don't want to write a poem about you, but I will. And it will sound like David Bowie's final song. Audiences will clap and compliment, tell me they love hearing it, and it will make me remember how much I hated writing it. This is the title poem of my last book that Wolfgang at Epic Rights Press published, Burning the Evidence. So, I hope you enjoy it. It's for the outlaws out there, people who think that they're outlaws. Oh yeah, some there, but watch your walls. Burning the evidence. Some of us call ourselves outlaws, like in the old movies, running the night in a Sid Vicious t-shirt, quoting Bukowski or Blackbeard's final words, taking what we want, feeling we are winning, one step ahead, beating the system, leaving empty beer cans, broken bones, occasionally a good poem behind. Thinking nobody is as bad as me, convinced we have planned the ultimate heist, the perfect score, only to be double-crossed by the world, which always gets the biggest share of the loot. The ultimate John Dillinger, Jesse James, Al Capone, Jean Lafitte, Billy the Kid, motherfucking Pablo Escobar. Never growing old. Never getting gunned down, never getting caught, and never fully cutting us in on the deal. No matter how much we try to be romantics, rebels, geniuses, husbands, wives, lovers, or thieves, the world comes out on top, grinning from sea to sea. The world, numb to our wants and needs, moves forward like a shark, slow in the approach, but swift and fierce when the teeth bear down. Our first kiss might be our last. The music will stop when we finally ask them to dance. We will get a red light when we desperately need green. It will take away all we have, all we ever want, all that we have saved or tried to hide. Our treasures stuffed under mattresses or in old shoeboxes, hidden in dark closets. A thief of the highest and most corrupt magnitude. Those moments when we feel as though the odds are stacked against us, our motorcycle hits loose gravel. We hear the hounds closing in. Perhaps our only option is throw gasoline all around us, flick the Zippo high into the air, burning the evidence of ourselves to become stars. Let the world make its perfect getaway, leaving us with only the ashes of what we thought was a clever and brilliant scheme, forever shining down on the whole filthy setup.
Wow.
Yeah, that one was more cerebral. Now we'll go back to the gun. Yeah. Another semi-true story. Gifts. The son of a bitch left me broke and blacked out, with a stripper's name written in black Sharpie on my forearm. 3 bright traffic cones in my bedroom and a 2-day hangover. He is the best friend ever. That was written right around the corner. The draft. I am reading your poems for the first time in a lifetime. The words are strong, solid, and clear, even moving. Your talent is unmistakable. I turn pages with the Brian Jonestown Massacre singing "There's a War Going On" in the background. I read line after line, recognizing streets, funny dinners, people, bike rides, broken tents, picnics, drinks at the beach, merry-go-round, Easter Sundays, road trips, walks with no compass, Mardi Gras parades, midnight hand-holding, coffee shops, and heart-shaped candlelight. I read on and on, my hand slightly shaking. The song is right. There is a war going on, one that I never intended to start, a war that I've been drafted into, and now find myself on the front lines, desperately fighting against brutal waves of tears. Didn't think I had that in me.
No, man. Didn't see that one coming.
All right. All right, any married people out there? Any divorced people out there? Oh, yeah.
A little bit of both. A little bit of both, brother.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Here we go. There's a little bit of both for all of you. Remember, all right. Any Etta James fans out there?
I love Etta James.
See, so I mix them all together. This is it.
Can't wait to have those.
Memories. Today in the bar for lunch, At Last came on the jukebox. Etta's voice sounded familiar, loving, with such power and promise. I had the feeling that the DJ may have played the song at my wedding, but I really could not recall. I don't know if it was the mint juleps of the day or the hangover that hit after the vows. Then I remembered that most days I forget I was ever married at all. At last. Flowers at midnight. I give you flowers at midnight so that in the morning, when the sun hits them, you will see me in a whole new light. All right. Couple more. A romantic gesture. I came across your name written in cement, a romantic gesture of a long ago faded time, when hope appeared as a possibility. The word has been stepped on, driven over, puked and pissed on until the E at the end is now barely recognizable. Standing over it, seeing you slowly disappearing, piece by piece, letter by letter. It is another crack in the sidewalk for me to step over. Cash ain't always king. Remember, we have books for sale out there. That's called foreshadowing. She asked me, "What do you write about?" In a moment of total honesty, I told her, booze, broken hearts, and blowjobs. She explained, "Oh, I love blowjobs. I never understand girls who don't do them." We spoke more and were drinking, so I knew she liked booze as well. She said she would like to get my book sometime. We finished our drinks and walked out. I told her I had a copy in my truck that I would give to her. She said she didn't have any cash. I said, "With everything we have in common, I'm sure we can work something out." out there.
Oh,
The rest of
yeah.
or for the gamers, or for the, ones who like to gamble. The luckiest night ever. When my best friend and I are together, we drink Pabst Blue Ribbon. We enjoy the PBR game tremendously, like kids playing kickball. The game goes like this. Under each bottle cap is a number and a suit, like in a deck of cards. The bartender twists the cap off and offers the drinker a chance to guess, with the prospect of winning a free Pabst Blue Ribbon. On this night, my best friend guessed the first bottle cap correctly, 8 of clubs, thus celebrating with a free Pabst Blue Ribbon. Upon guessing the prize-winning beer, he won again, 10 of hearts, 2 free Pabst Blue Ribbons. It was as good to us as winning the lottery. In fact, we had made plans to buy lottery tickets later that night to keep this lucky streak rolling. It was a sure thing, we shouted and backslapped. The bartender said she had never seen anybody guess 2 correctly. It was the luckiest night ever. After hours of trying to double our modest winnings, continuing to play the PBR game, we woke up hungover and broke, remembering we had never got around to buying the lucky lotto ticket, but shrugged it off, feeling good enough to let someone else feel what it's like to be a winner. Knowing. What saddens me most is knowing you're somewhere out there, not knowing where I am either. What? Oh, I know that was it. Yeah, all right, that was a change up. All right. All right. Riding giants. Each new love affair is like standing in front of a 50-foot wave. It looked doable from shore. Yes! Yeah.
Wait, was that it?
That's it, man. You get in, you get out. There's another short one. There's another short one. Yeah.
You got me on that one.
All right, good.
Todd, check the
Wanting. When I completed my last poem and left the stage, she approached, placed her hand on my shoulder, made direct eye contact, and said, "I want to see more." I hope we are on the same page on this one. Last one. Another poet poem, but true nonetheless. They say a good poem will be remembered forever. All night long, the poet stood up very straight and very still and very serious, producing long introductions to not-so-long poems about Eros, trees, Donald Trump Jr., the Russians, Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, fake news, toppling the patriarchy, their multiple children, and the detailed and very clinical births that preceded them. They thanked the 4 directions, the Great Spirit, even the animals, for some reason I couldn't quite understand. Spoke everything from proper English to Spanish to Latin to what must have been a made-up language for insane people. They instructed us, deconstructed us, lectured us, and if my feeling is correct, chastised us often. The poet's monotonous tone, like a father who enjoys reminding the son who is in charge. And then, from the street, a drunk stopped, swayed in the doorway, stuck his head in and yelled, "There once was a man from Nantucket." I laughed at the best poem of the evening.